Hey guys, welcome back to Community Cares. I'm Dave. I'm the executive director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And my name's Chaplain Chaz Blackbird. I almost forgot for a second there.
You forgot your name?
It's been one of those weeks, but I have the honor of being the president of the board and just super excited. We have a really special guest here today, so I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Shane. I'm one of the lead pastors of Grace Church Reno, and we are a partner with Good Shepherd, and we support Good Shepherd, so excited to be here and talk about our community.
Yeah. Thank you so much for supporting us. We really appreciate it. You guys are going to be on our donor wall pretty soon. We're working on one out there. We've had some pretty big donations from some awesome supporters, and you guys have been very faithful. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys do a lot for the community as a church, and I mean, just like the Youth Mental Health Conference was amazing, and I know you guys are. What other organizations are you guys a part of?
We partner with so many organizations in the city. We started about 4 years ago a campaign called Hope First, and this was a campaign for our church community to rally around the battle of addiction in the city of Reno. And as we tackled this and kind of jumped into this field, it opened our eyes to a lot of things. And our heartbeat as the church was to, in that Hope First campaign, partner specifically with organizations that aren't just Christian organizations. Yes, we are a Christian church, but we want to be partnering with the city. And so we weren't limited to just other church organizations or Christian organizations. We partnered with organizations such as Ridge House, which is a city-ran home for rehabilitation for people in that sense, and a lot of other organizations like that. We're part of a God Behind Bars community, and we do services in the Nevada Department Correction Facility. We stream services there, and we partner with organizations that help them get back on their feet, housing, jobs, all of that when they get back in the community.
That's amazing. Really kind of aligns with our vision of meeting people where they're at. I love that. Absolutely,
with our microcloset expansion project, and we're also working with the library downtown.
That's right.
They have what is it called? I should know this.
The community court.
Thank you, community court.
I was just at the Elks Lodge for Chief Justice. And actually, there was like half the bench there from the Second Judicial Court, and they were talking about the expansions and the grant they got. It's going to be huge for community court.
We need to have Kathy on here.
Yes, we do.
Oh, she's one of our board members, attorney Kathy Burning, and she is the attorney at community court.
Oh, cool.
Do you know what community court is?
Yeah.
It's. I had no clue.
Yeah.
She told me about it. But anyways, for you listening and watching right now, this is Community Cares Podcast. We talk about things going on in the community. So we're going to highlight some spring things that are up and coming. And this is a pre-recorded episode. So thank you guys for still listening and watching. Over 1,000 people watch and listen, and it is a huge blessing to have those people. And it's growing, and people are sharing, and because it's all about the community.
It's awesome.
It's all about conversations with resources in the area, right? What are we doing? Why are we doing what we're doing? Yeah. We had Councilman Christopher Dare on, and he's been on twice, and he's a friend. That's actually how Chaz and I met. But he's a great guy, and he used to be on the board. He was saying on one of our episodes, he was on the board of the CARES campus stuff that was going on downtown a while ago, and they did a study on all the different resources and stuff in the community. And the reality is we have everything we need in the community to solve the issues.
If we work together.
Work together.
Yeah, valid. That's valid, yeah.
And that's the whole idea behind this podcast when Chaz and I were talking was that we want to make sure that the community knows that we're in this for the community. The Microcloset Expansion Project is about the community. How can we work together? So we normally start the show with highlighting 3 upcoming events, but instead, because this is a pre-recorded episode, we're going to go over some spring things to do and kind of talk about it. It's very conversational. And we're all about the community. So.
And special thank you to Melina. I did want to give a shout out for sponsoring our new vehicle purchase with that grant and being able to enable us to go out to the microcloset locations to be able to facilitate that. So
them donating the $52,000 has really empowered what we're doing with the Microcloset Expansion Project. So it's been a huge blessing. Thank you guys. We're going to definitely have you guys back on the show as well. So let's get into it. And also if you are listening on Facebook, which normally we're live on Facebook, But we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcast. You type in Community Cares, and we're one of the first things that comes up. So
awesome.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Without you, this doesn't exist. And so let's get into it. Spring things to do in Reno. We just wanted to highlight a few things. Now, it's springtime in Reno. That means the flowers are coming out. And I love, my wife and I, we love walking on the river right there with all the flowers and everything. And it's beautiful. And they always got events and other things happening in the community. And we want our viewers to be encouraged to be in the community.
Yeah.
And not just sit around and
well, especially after COVID, there was so much isolation. We got to get back to just spending time together and being united and working together. So, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's important to be out and about. The second thing, are you a skier, Shane? Do you ski?
I am not a skier. I'm not built for skiing. I feel like God built me for a very specific reason, and it wasn't skiing. So, yeah. It's interesting. We're newer to the Reno area, so we've been here for about 5 years. And but we have kids. I kind of feel like I should get my kids into skiing because they live here. I'll cheer them on from the bottom, but I would never see myself on a pair of skis.
Maybe snowboarding.
No, I think that would even be worse. I think that's lessening the amount of stuff under my feet. You go from 2 to 1. I think that makes it harder. So yeah,
right on.
Yeah. I was built for football and preaching.
As soon as my parents, as soon as I could walk, my parents were like, here's some skis.
Yeah.
and so I've been skiing for a long time. Have you skied?
I was a snowboarder.
You were a snowboarder,
absolutely.
Not currently. This thing doesn't apply to you.
I mean, I could probably hop on the slope, but last time it was pretty scary. So.
Was it? Oh yeah. It's so fun.
I'm not really built for it either, but I try.
For our listeners, because we have listeners all around the country. For those that are in Florida and the East Coast, skiing is definitely a culture here, and it's not far. You can go 30 minutes away and ski.
Yeah.
Actually, there's an Olympic skier here in Reno, Nevada. David Wise. I grew up with him. He was my Bible study counselor. He gave me rides places because I was a bum.
He's won gold twice, right? He's won gold twice in the Olympics.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He was on the Nevada Donor Network campaign for organ and tissue donation that I was on. We Are Nevadans, and really he gives back a lot too.
Yeah, so, he does. And I won't mention that story. Never mind. I should have said that loud in public. Anyways,
we are not live technically, so you can edit it. No.
Now you're curious.
It says live here. It says live. So
live on air. Well, and that's the idea. Is that this is a long form, community form podcast where it's conversational.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at some of the Good Shepherd videos we do, I'm editing that stuff. It's cut up, but this is a conversation together with the community.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about, and so definitely even in that springtime, you can actually ski still here because there's still snow up in the mountains later in the year, and it's nice and warm. You can actually ski in your t-shirt, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. The third thing we want to talk about is spring means the Reno Aces. So our minor league baseball team, it's a beautiful field. They actually do a lot for the community as well.
They do.
Yeah.
And are they supporting the hospice house again this year?
Yeah, so every year we do a fundraiser through the Aces and hopefully Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet this year. And hopefully shout out to Aces. But no, they give a lot back. Every week they showcase a few nonprofits, Crisis Services of Nevada, and some great other resources. But it is a lot of fun. They have $1 hot dog Tuesdays or Thursdays, which is good because tickets can be expensive and people are struggling right now. But you can go get a beer and a hot dog or soda, whatever you like, and it's just fun to be out there and support our local team.
Yeah, no, it's great, and to go out there and so some churches they do like out to the go to the Aces or something like that. Are you guys doing that?
Out to the ball.
Yeah. That's currently not on our agenda. We have filled our year up so much. If we ask too much, we might exhaust some people. So, and the truth is, we're a big church, and so that's a big footprint too. So,
sure.
I think we've done things like that before in the history of Grace, doing the baseball games. but it's on the agenda this year. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I'll be there though. I'll go to games.
Oh yeah.
Good.
We should go to a game.
I'll
man.
just go as
Dollar hot
Shane.
dog night.
Yeah.
As
Not as
Shane.
Grace Church. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and just so you guys know, Shane's a friend. When I was in some dark places, he helped me through some of that, and so thank you for that, Shane. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
And you know, it's crazy to have all my different friends on the podcast and share with the community what they're doing. So let's highlight some of the things because Grace Church has a big footprint in the area, and you guys donate to all sorts of different nonprofits.
Yep.
And I mean, when we went over the list, you were telling me all the different things you guys do. So why don't you highlight some of the things you guys are doing?
Well, currently right now, is this a good time? Yeah, I'll talk about the campaign we're in right now.
Yeah.
One thing I brought up Hope First at the beginning of the campaign we did about 4 years ago to engage our church and engaging in that field of addiction. One of the big things we found through that process was addiction, the battle of addiction. That was the symptom. It wasn't the root cause of a lot of this. And we've started to, as we talked to experts and we started to talk to people in the community, realized that there was a huge need for mental health services in the city of Reno. There was a report done in 2021 and 2022 where Nevada ranked 50th of the states in mental health services.
Wow.
And when we saw that report, we said, well, this is something we need to jump into. And so we launched a campaign last November called For the One. And it's the idea of this campaign is that we are going to partner with the city. The church is going to come together and bring services that are needed, partner with organizations that are already doing it. That's one of our core things that we believe is we don't need to try to do our own thing. There's already organizations who are already doing it. We can just support them and elevate them and help them.
Right.
And so we're going to do that, but we are going to open up a clinical counseling facility called For the One Counseling, hopefully July 24. That will be open, and excited about that. But our big push for this campaign, as we raise funds, as we partner with organizations, is to have people start having the conversation around mental health. There's still such a stigma around it. There's still such a it feels like I'm alone in it. Everyone struggles with mental health in some way or another, or we have someone in our life who struggles with it. And so just open up the conversation to make it normal in the city of Reno to discuss these things, I think will help people find healing, find places to go to get help. And so we don't get into these things, addiction and all these things that come from unaddressed mental health issues that if they were addressed and talked through and worked through, we wouldn't have got here. And so that's our heart for this. And we're partnering with organizations already who are already doing it. And we're still keeping our heart of the umbrella of we're still partnering with organizations that are helping with the homelessness in Reno. We're still helping with addiction. We're just putting it all under the mental health umbrella. It's no longer we're just tackling this. There's different avenues to do that. So
and we got to break the stigma.
Yeah.
I know you guys hosted the Mental Health Youth Summit, which I thank you for partnering with Children's Cabinet.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
It was a great event. Unfortunately, we have had more teen suicides in Washoe County the last 3 months than almost the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these coalitions, the main topic is connecting organizations, communicating the resources out, but also, breaking the stigma because people are afraid to talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, it's a sad reality of just the despair our young people get to in this state of this and with the mental health and the struggles. I have a friend who works at a school. They had 2 students take their life in the span of 2 months. That just seems like crazy to me that happened. It's hard for me to even process, but it's the reality we're living in. And it's because until we start addressing it, until we start talking about it and making it safe to talk about, I think that's the big thing is people are scared to talk about it because is it going to stop them from getting this? Is it going to stop them from being seen the way they're seen? I think it's just making a safe environment for people to talk and bring these things up. Yeah.
That's great.
And that's needed in the community for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so many people that come into Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet that need a resource like that. They really do. And there are some that is happening. There's a little
Yeah.
that's happening, but nothing like what you guys are talking about. So
we're excited. Yeah, we're excited. We think God's going to do some really big things through it. And, just for the city of Reno, we've already seen a jump in the numbers of since this conversation has started. It's not just us that's talking about it. The mayor's talking about it. The community's talking about it. And I think that the Reno specifically is going to lead something special for the whole state. Wow. That's going to change those numbers and those statistics of where we were. And I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I know the commissioners are making that a focal point along with seniors for next year, physical year, starting in July, or fiscal year. But it's going to be a big year for you guys, big year for our community, and next year's going to be a big year. And I'm just excited to see people actually caring and being passionate about it. We do the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Walk at the Marina. We usually have about 1,500 people, and that's going to be on May 18th, and that should be, about 2 or 3 weeks after this episode. I encourage you guys to come down. There's lots of resources, lots of vendors, but it's so amazing. I get to do the invocation every year, which is an honor. But I ask, how many people have been affected by suicide, and almost everybody's hands go up. And statistically, it's going to affect all of us one way or another eventually. And so it is a big problem, but I love that you guys are bringing part of the solution.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Love to hear more about that walk too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that's huge to be a part of, for sure. And one of the things that I love about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet is that it ties in with that. To have clean clothes, to look presentable, to be presentable. We're helping a family today. I don't want to name any names. But they're coming in, and the grandma of the children, they're not affluent. They need help. They're lower income, and she was saying that this child is normally a pretty popular child in school, but because his clothes aren't clean, they don't feel clean, he doesn't feel presentable, and his confidence is going down. And it's really affecting him. And the grandma said, "Can we go shop even on a closed day?" Absolutely, come on in. We want to support people. Awesome. And that prevents bullying. That prevents a lot of things if you're able to look clean, feel clean, and be clean. Right?
Well, I think even the way you guys structure the experience at Good Shepherd is speaking to that. Like when I came and did a tour here a couple months ago for my first time here, experiencing that it was like a real shopping experience without the money. I think that adds value to people. I'm not bashing any other organization who's doing this, but there's kind of a feel sometimes for this kind of stuff where there's donations, where it's like, let's just throw it out and they find what they find and we'll put it back in the box later.
Right.
I love the just the value you bring to people who are struggling. Like, the reality is someone who's coming here to look for clothes, already struggling. They're already struggling with feeling value. They're already struggling, like feeling like a failure. So to make them feel like we care about you and to give them that experience that's a uplifted experience, I think is going to help someone come out of that with a better mental health view of themselves, and maybe even a mental health view of their future. Like, I think giving someone hope for a future can start just as simple as giving them an experience that's uplifting and beneficial and great. Not just really the thought put into it. I think can help someone with that. So
it's amazing how an act of kindness, how far that can actually go. And that's our new marketing campaign or awareness campaign. But getting the word out is about hope and dignity, because it's not just a set of clothes or a wardrobe. It's that experience that they are human. We want to know your name, your story. There's so much power in that. And I love that. It's a lot like what you guys are doing at Grace.
We try to. It's one of our pillars of our DNA, which is like what makes us a church, is grace-based. And the reason why we say that is we don't want to just treat people a certain way. We want to see people as Jesus sees them. Amen. And that's our heart. And I think that goes into something like this. I think from the Christian perspective of Good Shepherd, like the environment that you're putting on for them and the value you're bringing to them brings a smile to Jesus' face. So that's cool.
No expectations. Like we're for all walks of life. We're there for everybody. We want to meet those needs and meet them where they're at, and that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, is providing hope and dignity for those in need with free clothing, right? That idea that we are providing that just with a clean shirt. And I've had clients come in here And I'll share this story. There was this one lady who came in. She came in. She had a Mercedes.
Yeah.
And she came in, and I had a funny look on my face. I'm like, what's going on? Why is she coming in here? She comes in. All she gets is a suit, just one suit.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the register.
Yeah.
No real register.
Yeah.
The register.
Yeah.
To check out. And then she starts bawling in front of me. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
what's going on? She's like, I lost my job a few months ago. I just wanted one newish suit to go to my interview in, and you guys have provided that for me.
Yeah.
And it's just that one little piece of hope and dignity. That lady, it seemed like everything was fine. It seemed like she was just fine.
Yeah.
She didn't need anything, right?
Yeah.
But it's that perception. It's that perception piece. We don't know where people are.
Yeah.
We really don't.
Yeah, for sure.
So many, everyone has battles that you never see, and so that's why kindness is so important, and mental health. It's we got to lay that foundation that it's okay to not be okay, as cliche as that is. And you guys really follow this attribute. But I always love to give a shout out to our saying, which is "Be the change that you want to see in the world," and we really believe that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Absolutely.
I was trying to read what that said. I couldn't see it. So. Now I know.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Shane. Why Reno, Shane? Why are you here?
I could say this before he starts.
Yeah.
He could preach. I saw an episode a few months ago. I was like, man, that guy really is passionate and believes in what he's saying.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So why Reno? I feel like God called us to Reno. I came to Reno as a student pastor, so I was working with the young people of Reno, and we started some fun movements here called One Nights, where we were seeing 300-400 to even 1,000 at one point students showing up to church, and so we felt called to Reno just the moment we came here. I had a view of Reno living in Sacramento, and don't hate me, I'm from California.
I lived in Roseville for 3 years.
Okay, so I used to work at Bayside.
So
you know Bayside.
Okay. I'm born and raised. I'm judging you, Shane.
I know. I learned really quick. I remember when I first came to Grace on a Sunday, I had like a California Republic hat on, and the looks I would get, like, oh my gosh, it's like, we're sure Grace based here. Just unless you're from California. No, I'm from California, so we had this view of Reno as, Reno was one thing to me. Casinos.
Yeah.
That was Reno. That's all I knew of Reno. And when I thought of Reno, I thought of gambling. And we came over here on a weekend just to check the church out. We're kind of a transition place in my old church. And man, I was like, Reno is beautiful.
Yeah.
Reno's beautiful. The community's beautiful. It's so much more than that, which the city has been emphasizing for like the last 5-6 years. They've been emphasizing this stuff outside of that, and fell in love with the church. Like I said, jumped into that. I have a heart for reaching people who have some baggage, have some hurts, because that was my story. I came to Christ. I came to a relationship with Him at 22, so I'm new to this. But I came with a lot of baggage, and there was good people to help me process through that. And I want to create environments for other people to do that. So now I'm co-lead pastor at Grace, and it's been a crazy journey to get there. But
Well, and beyond that too, your friend to me.
Yeah.
When we needed a washer and dryer, who was there hauling it for me, and.
Yeah, with my kids screaming at me as I'm trying to unload this dishwasher out of the back of my truck, and my daughter's yelling, "Dad, look at this!" So that was fun.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. Thanks.
Did it
man.
work? The washer and dryer?
Yeah, it works.
There you go.
It's all hooked up.
Cool.
I had some leak stuff I had to figure out because I was terrible at connecting it.
Okay, so it wasn't my fault.
So my dad came over and he's like, I'll tighten it. I'm like, that's all I had to do.
Good job, Rob.
Thanks, Dad. Huge. I do appreciate the friendship. That means a lot.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing some good stuff. Yeah. How can our listeners and viewers support your guys' vision in South Reno? Well,
first, what I would do is, if you're interested to hear us talk about the mental health stuff that we're jumping into, I'd encourage you to go to our website, fortheone.co. No, not .com, .co, just so you know. There's also links on our website. And there's videos on there that explain deeper and better than I'm doing right now why we're jumping into this with statistics and all of that. And so I would say check that out. And the best thing you do is just start having the conversation. I think no matter if you're a part of our church or a different church, all of us can start having this conversation to help people pursue healing, pursue help. And so those are two things I would say. Go check it out. Go see if this is something you want to jump into this with us, as we're going to be partnering with a lot of people in the city. There might be organizations that you're already supporting that we're partnered with already. Like, like there's people who are supporting Good Shepherd, and we're going to support Good Shepherd as Grace too. We're already a partner in that. So maybe even understanding kind of how we're partnering with the city, I think is helpful. But I just think those two things, check out the website, get more information, and keep the conversation going. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
A huge undertaking.
Yeah.
And but I think our Northern Nevada is ready for it.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you were sharing it, you were sharing that vision with me a few months ago when you came in for the tour, and we were talking about it, and it blew me away.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah.
Because mental health is a huge issue.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And you're right. That stigma is still here,
especially in the church too. Like
especially in the church.
So that's why I love that our church is taking this step, because we've tried to do things a certain way, and I feel like God's calling us as a church to kind of lead in this area of saying, you know what, like God's given us tools to help people that are outside of the norm. So let's think outside of the box and let's go for it. So the stigma piece, I think, especially in the church, I think the city's been ready for it. I think the community's been ready for it. But now the church is jumping on board. And we've already talked to other churches as well. Like, we're ready too. And so I think this is going to be the start of something special, like I said, where it really will be a whole community come together. It's not just the church doing one thing and the city doing another. We've talked with the mayor, and we've had conversations about partnering with events and doing things together, which I think is exciting, because I think, like, at the heart of this podcast, when we come together, if the church does it by themselves, we're not going to be able to have the impact that we want. But if the whole community comes together, we'll see that impact. So
right. And thank you for highlighting that, bringing it full circle. But you're absolutely right. Just like it says right here, community, and that unity in that blue right there is very intentional.
Yeah, it's cool.
We're all about bringing people together and different resources together. And I mean, you know our heart. We want to partner with as many organizations as possible to help those in need. Like, crazy thought.
Yeah.
People donate clothes here.
Yeah.
We give it away, and we go talk to our friends about how we can make a bigger difference in the community.
Yeah.
It's not complicated.
No, it's not. No.
But the reality is I know myself, and this is a rebuke against me, right? Is I sometimes forget to email the other partners we have, or to talk to, and really help create that unity. But with our partners at the Eddy House and with Bristlecone and with the different organizations we're working with, it matters that we're having those conversations on, like you said, Good Shepherd's already doing clothes. We don't need to do clothes. Let's support them. Let's come alongside them. Let's work together with them. Right? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited. I see it every day in the field, whether it's with law enforcement officers or in the hospitals. I just, the need is so big. There's so many people who want to get the help and support, but they can't afford it.
Yeah. And that's one of our big things with the affording aspect is this facility we're opening up is going to be as affordable as possible for people. And we're going to have scholarship funds available for people who can't afford anything. And that's the big issue, is the price, right? It's an interesting thing, because to put those two worlds together, the medical world, the mental health world, and people who are struggling, and ask them to exist in a mental health world that costs money. When I might not have anything, but I need help. I need a conversation to help me get out. What do I do? So we're trying to create avenues for that. Partner with the university. So one of the ways we're going to be able to keep funding and costs as minimum as possible is partnering with the University of Reno, to bring in students who are looking for hours in this field. They need clinical hours. They're great. They just don't have their license yet. They're working towards that. So there will be availability for them to get those hours they need. so we're helping them out, but also it will create an option for the pricing to be affordable for those who need it as well. So there'll be tiers of it. We'll have licensed counselors, we'll have interns who are looking for their hours all in the same facility. So.
And we got to think outside of the box like that. I love that because we got to come together. So.
And before we end, is there anything you'd like to add?
Oh man, I could talk forever. That's what I do for a living. I talk. I'm sure you can tell with my voice, I'm a little under the weather. But I think what it's just add with this is when this comes out, my heart for wanting to talk about this isn't so we get a pat on the back for doing something good or being part of the community the way we are. My hope is that it stirs someone to say, you know what, I'm done just existing in my community. I'm ready to start impacting my community.
Yeah, amen.
And that's my heart for all the conversations I have. And so if this kind of stuff isn't something you're jump into something. One of the things I live by is in the church, there's this thing called missions, right? And we have a lot of people who are going overseas to missions, and those are great things. And we're going to these places. They don't know the name of their neighbor.
Right.
Get to know
missions here.
Yeah, get to know your neighbor. Get to know your block. There's people in your area right now who just need a meal, who just need help. They need a hug. I think that when it comes to me, the community coming together isn't a big thing. It's a lot of small things that make a big impact.
Amen.
And so you have an opportunity right now, wherever you're at, to impact someone around you. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good advice. And thank you. And please support them. They're a partner of ours, and we appreciate you guys coming around us, Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, when we were in a hard place. And not only that, personally pouring into me as a new executive director here when I was here. So I appreciate that as well.
Of course, man, you're welcome.
I just want to boldly say, and nothing against some of the churches, everybody has the different organizations that they want to support, which is great. I'm not bashing anybody, but I will say a lot of people would think we have a lot of churches supporting us, and we do have some great ones like SCF and yourself. But you guys really stepped up to support us when many churches wouldn't and still don't. And so thank you, because our mission really, it's important to the community. We've been here over 28 years. We give away over $70,000 of clothes a month.
Awesome.
That's at thrift store prices. We calculate it. Never charge anybody. So thank you for taking a stand and setting the trend for that. Being the example.
Yeah. So,
can I say one thing?
Sure.
We wouldn't support you if you weren't impacting the community. So it's not that we're doing you a favor. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be a part of an organization who's impacting the community the way you are. And so thank you for that. Thank you,
Shane.
Well, if you want to find out more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, please visit getclothes.org. Easy to remember. Just type it in the bar, and it comes right up. We've been in the community.
That domain was available?
Dude, I know.
Getclothes.org was available?
I know.
Unreal.
I was just messing around one day.
That's crazy.
I know. I
It's
felt
such
the
a
same
good
way.
website.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I actually got pushback from some people on that, and I'm like, no.
No, run with that.
We're like, no.
Google, get clothes. Oh, here we are. That's amazing.
Yeah, so getclothes.org. Please visit our website. We've done some updates on our website, so please check it out. So getclothes.org, and you can find a way to donate there or partner with us. There's always 3 ways you can get involved: time, talent, or treasure. So please be a part of what we're doing in the community, because this is the Clothes Closet not only for those that are in Reno and Sparks and the surrounding communities, but also for... This is your clothes closet. This isn't Chaz's clothes closet. This isn't Dave's clothes closet. This is a community effort. It really is. And so we're thankful for our over 30 volunteers who are here making this happen. Thank you. And if you'd like to volunteer, there's all the information is on the website. But the reality is we would not be doing what we're doing without you believing in us. So thank you, listener, viewer, for being a part of our mission. And we help 700 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. Thank you.